everyone, welcome back to Tongue Tied. Yet another week. Thank you for joining me. Very excited this week with a different sort of podcast with my lovely guest. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi everybody, my name is Wes. I'm a criminal justice student and a brand owner, and I do like 60 other things too. So, hi everybody.
What's some of the things that you do?
I'm currently the political action chair of NAACP, treasurer of the PAD. I work for the Copper Room. I also work as a sub, a community activist, and the list goes on.
Wow, so you're like heavily involved on campus.
So,
I love that. So this guy does everything. That's like A-level classified overachiever over here. So
it's fun.
Do you have any time for yourself?
Well, other than going to the gym, hooping with my buds, and playing lacrosse, I got time for myself.
You play lacrosse as well?
Yeah.
To get into this week's episode, as you've heard, Wes does a lot on campus. Very, very active, not just on campus, but in his own personal life too. And I kind of just wanted to talk about your brand and, you know, as being like a fellow creator in some sort, like how you got started, because it's very inspirational.
My brand actually, it started a while back just as an idea because one of my favorite movies ever is Paid in Full. So my brand initially started just from how the word Don was like used in that sentence, and it kind of came up off of that. A lot of the times there's like good clothing everywhere, but not everyone can really feel cool in clothing. Like you can wear Under Armour, but you can't feel really that good. You can wear Aeropostale, but not really feel that royal. My clothing is meant to be worn by anybody, make anybody feel welcome. Even the cozy season one, it's based off of like essentially if you don't feel a warm blanket or a warm hug at home, you wear it, you feel like you're wearing a warm hug. My brand is basically a community in of itself.
How old were you when you started this?
Like when I was 16.
16?
Yeah. The problem is I just didn't really get sales until I had college. Because I had the idea, but I procrastinated. My biggest pet peeve, I guess, of myself is I procrastinated. Like, my brand, if I worked on it when I was younger, it could have been a lot bigger than what it is now. And it's still really, really small. The one thing I can say to anybody, if you have an idea, just do it.
I 100% agree, because I definitely slept on this for maybe 2 years before I even started. And now I'm like, if I had gone back and done all of that, like the amount of stuff that I would have had on camera would have been amazing. And I definitely missed out. So when you first started your brand, what was like your main niche? Like the aim or goal that you was like, this is going to set me apart from other brands?
It kind of at first was more so like giving it a royal feeling, and then I thought that's played out. It like realistically I had a phase where like crowns, stuff like this, and then I realized there's 60 other people doing it. So I thought, hey, if you can't beat them, imitation is the best form of flattery. So I chose campfire style. It's based off of golf, that sort of thing, like tents, campfires, you know, that sort of warm feeling.
Okay, so since we're here, I've been fortunate enough to be gifted one of Wes's items. So I definitely am like raring to show it off on camera right now, if you don't mind. So be right back. Okay, and I'm back. And I'm wearing this very, very special hoodie. Very cool. I love it so much. The color is so nice. It's so cozy and soft. Up close and personal. I know you see this. This is super cute. Alright. I think this is very much an ode to his brand. Because this feels like something that you would find in like PacSun or like Urban Outfitters, like quality. Like this is a good quality hoodie.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no. So I think everyone needs to, first of all, before we even talk about anything else, go and check out his brand. I will put it here. This is the brand that you need to check out right now. And yeah, go and give him some support, because this is super nice. I will be wearing it for the whole of winter. Thank you. So now that I have this on, I definitely want to find out like the story behind it from the artistic creator. So how did this come to be on my body?
When I was a little bit younger, I actually had a friend named Myron who was a little bit homeless, and a lot of times would actually donate clothes to him. And as a result, we kind of stayed cozy. Unfortunately, he kind of passed, and as a result, you know, we kind of inspired this drop, around that idea that we always want to give back to, you know, give people like a warm hug or something to wear. So essentially, that's where kind of Stay Cozy came from. So a lot of it, I manufactured them, so I manufactured and done.
So you manufactured this.
Yes.
You came up with the entire design.
Everything, the cursive, all of that. Even my other Camp Cozy one, that was a fun one to make too.
Really?
Yeah.
So the front is embroidery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the back is...
Bubble letters.
Bubble letters.
Yes.
Yeah, which is super, super cool. I feel like I haven't seen many things do that. So what colors do you have everything in right now?
So far, it's brown, but green is going to be coming up in the spring. And I'm doing like a varsity drop and all that stuff. Like, for example, for my springtime drop, I'm doing something called a cozy country club. Be on the lookout. We definitely got a model for it. But
So Wes actually, we've been talking about it probably the entirety of this semester, but there's a big photo shoot coming up for his brand, which is going to be in spring.
yeah, like around March. I just need to find a tennis court because there's a trailer, which is the original Adult Swim bump, and then an actual, like, a little cinematic masterpiece. They're like a little...
I love that.
Yeah, but...
So you see how he said tennis court, and you see where I'm going to come into this.
Well,
Right. So I'm super excited to be a part of that. Help us find some good tennis courts
yeah,
to shoot on.
I got all the models and everything lined up.
Be on the lookout for that come March, April, because that's going to be a very, very fun photo shoot, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it. So, especially if the clothes are anything like this.
Oh, don't worry. They're going to knock it out the park. Trying to get on this next drop because it's sweatsuits, beanies, and socks.
Sweatsuits, beanies, and socks. Ooh, that's nice. Definitely go and take a look at his stuff though, because it does feel like awesome quality. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, really, honestly, truly well done with your brand. Like, I love it.
Thanks for the kudos.
Where do you see it going in the future?
I guess we'll see for the time being. It's more so I kind of want to reach an aspect to reach out to communities. It's not so much I'm trying to make money, but if it does make money, it's the best thing for it. But really what I want to do is get enough money to give back. Mm-hmm. Like, at some point I want to actually donate some of the money to schools or like a foundation or something. Because I mean, like, it's not to say that I'm not going to make money off of this brand, but that's not the goal. The goal is to really just give back.
I love that. That's amazing. Like, truly admirable. So congrats. I like really wish the best for you. I hope it takes off. Do you think being in college has like helped the brand?
Yes and no, because being in college you have to do 6 things at 5 different times. Like, running a brand while in college is stressful because you have an exam at 8 and then you gotta produce stuff at 9 and then you got another exam at 1 and then you gotta go lift weights.
I'm definitely feel the same. Like, I was like, yeah, this is great. I'll have a photography brand and I'll have a podcast brand and I'll do school and I'll do athletics. And then it's like, wait, all of those things have the same due dates. They're taking up all my time and my brain space, and it's like where the priorities come in. It's definitely hard to manage with college.
Definitely is. That's why you gotta take self-care days. They
Yeah.
definitely said, well, even just like not even in a relationship, you gotta date yourself and just enjoy yourself, because I'm not saying that people are bad, but bro, sometimes when you get in like the room with other people and you're doing all of this, you just need a minute just to cool down.
Decompress. I 100% feel that. Like, self-care days for me in college were like, once I figured out that I needed to do them and like I actually took the time for myself, it changed the game for me, because I would have been so stressed and like overwhelmed, and I'll just keep running that train through it. And then it was like, actually, when I take a day and I just focus on myself and, like you said, date yourself, love yourself, know what you need mentally just as a human to bring you back down to earth, that's actually when you get like back on track with like productivity. What do you do on your self-care days?
Depends. Some days I just go to the gym and kind of just relax out, but other times I'll take a walk. Or one thing I low-key do want to try is just like, taking a nice day, going out to like either like a mountain or like a hiking trail, just like paint something or take pictures.
Yeah, I used to go hiking like once every few weeks, and it was nice. So to kind of like expand on the self-care days, I want to take this in another direction, which is, I guess, the second half of the podcast, but just like mental health and stuff. So have you felt like college has like taken a toll on mental health, or like helped it, or made you more aware of it?
Oh my goodness. Where do we even start with this? College itself is a lot. It's taught me a lot mental health wise. I can thank all of my mentors and colleagues and everybody. It's left like a horrible, college is good, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot just to keep up with professors, due dates, scholarships, stuff you gotta like work at. But I told them it actually has made me more aware. Like, a funny thing about it was junior year I started going to therapy and I gave it a shot. It's actually not so bad. Plus I got more in touch with like other alliances like the Black Mental Health Alliance and NAMI and stuff like that. But it's a lot. It's not so much to say that mental health is a bad thing, but it's something you gotta be aware of.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, stigmatized. And I think it was probably more stigmatized for me before college. And like colleges do a good job of advocating for it. And I feel like even at colleges, like, you have to have a very good support group around you in order to feel comfortable about talking about mental health. And it's good if you do, and I'm very lucky to have a very strong group of people who I can be very vulnerable with and talk about my mental health. But not a lot of people at college have that. So what's your experiences with it?
I mean, I've always had a giant support group as well. I mean, like, just my friends either from New York, DC, Maryland, or just wherever across the map, they've always either said, hey, how are you doing? In fact, my friend Zila, we literally were just sitting on the game talking for like an hour. But one of the things that I can recommend anybody is, if you need therapy, go get it. There's always good in that, or journaling. Sometimes there always is an aspect to give an outlet to somebody else, but sometimes you may not feel comfortable expressing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best outlet is either to start journaling, write poems, something in a way that, a lot of people, they say when you go to mental wellness is what they call it now. You have to essentially connect with your inner child or just your inner person as a person. Yeah,
it's true. It is true. You have to look internally for sure. I think that's the start point of really getting to know yourself and how like your brain works, because you can go through life and be very absent-minded in a sense and not really pay too much attention on that, but actually it's when you connect to your deeper persona, I guess, and the things that you've had, like, let's just put it out there, like childhood traumas or things and stuff that you've gone through that you haven't really dealt with as such. Those things do come up in your adult life, and I think with a therapist and stuff, they can help you get to the bottom of that, but really it starts with you as well.
It's essentially some stuff like a lot of people, they compartmentalize and they don't like to talk about it, but therapy does help. It helps you to really see yourself. The best way to put it is unbiased.
Yeah.
Because you can love yourself based off your own ego. Other people will always, like your mom will always love you, your dad will always love you, or whoever. But sometimes you need that unbiased opinion of yourself. And sometimes it can be kind of rough. Not to say that we're bad people, but we do make mistakes. And sometimes you just gotta figure out how the mistakes go. Keep it going.
Yeah. Stuff like that can really weigh on you. So it's like knowing that people do make mistakes and you just learn from it and grow from it, I think is a big aspect of being satisfied with yourself, in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
To put it out to the viewers of this podcast, anyone who is struggling with mental health or just not feeling happy in their day-to-day life, like, seek some sort of help, whether it's like from friends or family, a coach if you're a part of a sports team, or going to therapy. I definitely think that everyone at some point in their life should go and speak to someone who is qualified to be spoken to about such issues. And worst case, like, you learn something new about yourself, or a new coping mechanism, or a new way to look at life. I think
being honest with yourself and not only just shifting your paradigm is the best thing you can do, because it's not to say don't be your biggest fan, but it's also to say don't also be your biggest critic.
I feel like you should be your biggest fan, though.
No, I mean, like,
that's a bit.
Don't be your biggest fan in the worst regard. Like, say for example, you're sitting in a burning house and you're saying this is fine. Don't be your biggest fan.
No, I get that. That is true. Yeah, no, that's a good anecdote. Don't sit in a burning house and say everything is fine when it's not.
No,
Be self-aware.
That was the biggest paradigm I had to learn. Being self-aware that yes, you may be starting the fires, or the fires may be starting themselves. So
yeah, figure out where the fires are coming from.
Sometimes being that self-aware that you care about people, but at the same time you can't realistically always be you're not always gonna be the good guy in everybody's story.
That is true. That's actually so true, and that's something that I dealt with, I think, probably my sophomore year. It's like I always wanted to be liked and stuff. So if I felt like someone didn't like me, like, I would genuinely take it so personally. Like, why don't they like me? Or like if they had a misconception of me, I would like put myself out there to try and fix their misconception when it's not really my job or my role to do that.
And you wasted all that.
I wasted so much energy and so much just like mental like strain, like trying to change someone's opinion of me or like prove to them who I am, when actually at that point their mind's made up and they don't care anymore. So it's like learning to let that go, that really changed my life, and like my relationships became very much more like quality over quantity after that.
For me, I guess sophomore year for me was essentially falling down and getting back up, and then falling down and then getting back up again, and then falling down again into the deepest, darkest pit, and then getting back up. Because I mean, depression's a real thing. I mean, I suffer from it. It was that year, like literally sophomore year in my terms of just perception into 2023 was the worst year for me.
Really?
It was a lot of work just on myself. Like, I made so many mistakes. I fell down several times. A lot of tears, but hey, I'm here to make it.
Yeah.
You learn from your mistakes. You don't need to please everybody, and more important than not, you're always gonna step on somebody's toes.
True.
You may be thinking you're doing the right thing, whole time you're doing the wrong thing,
Yeah.
and then you end up, messing some stuff up. But at the same time, don't please everybody, because everybody's got their own issues too.
That is true, and that is very true. You never know what someone's going through, like behind closed doors, and that's true with everyone. Whether it's someone who you meet who's being nasty and rude, or like just the sweetest, happiest person ever, like you actually have no idea what they're going through behind closed doors. So
that's why you don't take anything they do personally, because even in the 4 agreements it says you don't take things personally, because how people treat you is just
a reflection
of how they treat themselves.
Yeah, very, very true. Unfortunately, again, we've run out of time for today, but I'm definitely going to have Wes back on at some point. Definitely next semester you will be seeing his lovely face again. I just wanted to give another shout out to his brand, so you can see this clearly now. I love it. The whole cozy season thing, I love it so much. Like, it's such a good idea. Thank you again, and good luck with everything with that. Everyone, please go and show him some love on all of his platforms. And as per usual, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for another episode of Tongue Tied. Stay tight. See you guys. Tongue tied.